Good evening. Happy Thursday. How is it going, everybody? Let's see. So it's been a minute since I've shared like a positivity chat. So I had one for today I wanted to share. There's been lots of amazing, really good ones I've been listening to this last week that are just really, really hitting home, and it's been a busy, it's been busy. I had a week off and I'm still adjusting to getting back to work. So it's not so much that it's busier, it's just me readjusting and in that adjustment period of being back working every day and managing my home life and my work life and my hobby life, right? Of coming on here and sharing stuff with you guys. So just getting back into the swing of things, not so much that it's more busy than any other time, but I feel more busy and like I have less time to dedicate to really focusing on getting the information that I want to share with you and sharing that with you properly. So I'm really hoping that I'll have a chance to, there's like 3 really good ones, really good ones that I want to sit down, take some like really good notes on so that I can share it with you and you can get as much out of it as I get out of it. But if you want that podcast, just let me know. It's a positivity, what's it called? A positive mindset. Whoops. I'm trying to look and see that I have that right here. Anywho's it. If I find it, I'll share it. But it's a really good one. So if you are wanting that link, just let me know. I can totally shoot you that link to the podcast so that you can listen to it on your own and not just hear it regurgitated from me. But if you like me regurgitating it to you, then you're in the right place. And you just got to see what days I'm talking about what. So hopefully I'll get to that in the next couple days. But yeah, so there was a quick one that I wanted to share. Look at this cute little. So it was a like Coachella mock day at our school. So we did a festival kind of situation. They had music and they had activities and kind of celebrating Earth Day in there and like reduce, reuse, recycle, like those kinds of things, activities revolving around that. So they did rub-on tattoos and I picked Tree Hugger, and somebody tried to like kind of make fun of me about it, one of my students. I was like, no, like I legitimately hug trees. She's like, no way. I'm like, yeah, no, I hug trees. I totally hug trees and I think trees and I love trees and I have my son do it, and I think it's important to make that connection to nature. So I do hug trees. I'm a tree hugger through and through, and I love it, and I thank the trees and I talk to them, and it's great. I really love doing that every time we go anywhere. So anyway, I hope you're doing good. If you saw my post, I created a little video. So if you have a few minutes to like check that out and give me some feedback, like some good like constructive criticism feedback, I would really appreciate it. I know I probably a lot. I do this smacky thing with my mouth. Since I started signing and I do record in myself, I picked up that habit. I don't know why, but it happened. Jorge, my husband, like has told me, is like, you started doing that when you started going to the university for sign language stuff and making more videos. Like that's when I started doing that. So that kind of happens just when I record. It's kind of an unconscious. I've tried to stop it. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less, but it kind of goes hand in hand with that. So yeah, there it goes again. Well, let me know if you have a minute to check out my video and give me some feedback. I greatly appreciate it. But aside from that, it has been a fun week. We have a awful gopher in my backyard that my dog's been trying to get. The neighborhood stray cats, I think, have been trying to get because they've been in our backyard a lot more, which makes the dog go nuts. And then there is like, I had this beautiful lantana plant that got so big. It was so pretty. And I like went out there the other day and half of it's dead and half of it's covered in dirt from the gophers. So kind of mad about that. So we might go try to get some gopher traps and get rid of our gopher in the backyard before it destroys any more of my plants, and I get really sad. We're lucky they haven't really found our garden. There's a lot of dirt and weeds before they could actually get to any good roots of plants. And most of my like fruits and vegetable, or aside from our fruit trees that are in the ground, most of the vegetables are in planter boxes on the ground, but we had put down like cardboard in between the dirt and the soil, and they're pretty deep. So we haven't had any issues yet with gophers getting in there. So hopefully that stays like that. We did have a wonderful neighborhood cat that left us a gopher head on our front doorstep. So they're telling us that we're terrible hunters, I guess, but they're helping us out. So yay. Or they're paying rent for, you know, using our dirt yard as their litter box. I don't know. Anywho's it. So staying positive, the whole light topic of this, staying positive is hard sometimes, staying in that positive energy. And we all know that feeling when you're in a good energy state, right? Like that's easy to identify and go, I feel great. I have so much positive energy. I'm on top of the world. I feel like it's beaming out of me. Like hopefully you know that feeling. I know that feeling. I have that feeling quite frequently now that I actually am more aware of the perspectives and choices that I make with my thoughts. I find myself in that state a lot more. But it's not always easy. It is not easy at all. It is work, because you are having to change your perspective, to change your positivity, to change your frequency, to be higher. You are growing, right? Like in a sense, you are growing, and it's difficult, right? And I always know, like, I should write it down, right? And I've said it before, like, write it down. Write down your positive thoughts. If something hits you that's positive, or you have a great day, write down that thought. Write down what happened. Have it on paper. Put it in notes in your phone so you have it with you all the time, right? Like, write it down. And I've always like, okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to write down some stuff, and I'm just going to plant some stuff in my brain that will always be there. And there are a couple like core memories that I can always pull from. And then like a couple weeks ago, something happened. I was like so happy, and I was like, oh, this is such a great opportunity of like gratefulness, and just this moment brings me so much joy. I'm like, I don't need to write this down. This is so amazing. How could I ever forget this moment? Like, I will always be able to pull this moment from my memory and use this when I am struggling with my positivity and struggling to do something that might be difficult or challenging or less desirable than doing other things. And I'll be able to pull this thought and put myself in a better place. And it's gone. It's gone. I have no idea what it was. I remember thinking that and going through that thought process. And I remember yesterday going, what? I was having a moment. I'm like, what was that amazing thing that happened? I really, really need that amazing thing right now. Like, it would really help me just the smallest bit, like just a little bit up. I just needed that little nudge, right? To get through the spot, the thick part of tension that I was in. I just needed a little boost, and I couldn't for the life of me remember what that thing was. I still don't. And I've had to let it go because it's just not going to come to me. I know it's not. But my lesson I learned was take your own advice, and you got to write things down, or, you know, make a voice message to yourself or whatever. If you don't have an opportunity to write it down, if you're driving, do a voice to text and text yourself, or text a friend, you know, and be like, hey, I just need this message for myself later. Like, don't even pay any attention to it, right? Write it down so you have it. But it's not easy, right? And why is it so hard to be positive, to stay in that state? So in the podcast I was listening, and I was talking about when positivity takes practice, right? Just like growing strength or growing muscle, working out, getting in a better physical shape. It takes practice and it takes work, right? So, and like the guy that does the podcast, he used to be a personal trainer. So it always, like, a lot of it comes back to like working out references. And I think a lot of people can understand that. I know when I hear it, I'm like instantly like, oh yeah, I get that. That's an easy reference to follow. Most people have worked out at least some point in their life to know and understand how your body functions when you work out. So I think it's a really good reference point. So this reference also is about working out in comparison to working out at positivity, right? So if you think of it like working out, and like maybe you're bench pressing or you're curling or whatever, you're doing pull-ups or whatever. So let's do bench pressing. So say you're gonna press and you put 100 pounds on and you're like maxed out, right? Maxed out meaning you do one and you're done. And you literally cannot do another one, but you did the one, right? You've never been able to do the one. You finally push yourself. You did the one. You can't do another one. You go to the gym the next day. You can't do it because you're sore from doing maxing out the day before. So you drop it down to like 75 pounds or something. And you're doing your presses. And you're like, oh, okay, I can do like 5 of these, 6 of these, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can do however many of these smaller, lighter presses, but I can't do that 100 press again, right? It's comfortable. You're comfortable doing the lower weight, just like your positivity. So if you are trying to be positive and you're having a hard time, it is easy to get pulled back down, hey Carrie, into that comfort level of what you're used to, right? So you gotta fight it and you gotta keep pushing to hit that max, right? You gotta max out. You gotta go back. You gotta hit 80. You gotta hit 90. You gotta, until you can get to that 100, and then you can do another one and another one. And the next thing you know, that 100 is going to be your comfort spot, right? And that 50, that 75 in the past that was your comfort spot is gone. Kind of just like your positivity and your leveling up. So if you are at a state and you are just trying to get past that frustration or that struggle and just become a higher level, it's going to take some work. But once you get there again and again and again, that's going to be your new level. That's where you're going to resonate all the time and vibrate all the time at that higher frequency. And that lower level that you were at before is going to just be a thing of the past. And then you're going to start going for another higher level. Then I'm going to go for a max of 150 or 200, right? And then I'm going to hit that max. And the same thing is going to happen with your positivity. It takes practice and it takes work. And every time you want to go back to your comfort zone, that is because it's comfortable. It's easy. You can do that, right? Like I can do that, no problem. It's pushing yourself and growing yourself and getting through that part of, I don't even want to say like your self-talking you down. It's more like it's just that negative energy, that lower level energy pulling you back. So you got to fight that and you got to keep going forward and you got to keep pushing for that max every time, right? So that you can build it up. That was pretty much the gist of it. And I mean, there was more to it than that, but that was like the main point that really touched with me and made me go, okay, I got to keep pushing. And if I don't become uncomfortable for a little bit, I'm never going to get to the next level to be comfortable in whatever it is. Eating right, working out, doing my small business that I'm doing the actions here to make that better and grow that. So there's lots of room for growth and learning and gratitude. And that was another one today, was the gratitude talk. And it was really, it's easy to go, okay, I'm thankful I have a roof over my head. I have a job so I can buy food, so I can eat and have, like, those are great. Like, you can do all that, right? I'm really grateful for my spouse. Like, they love me. But it's the digging deep, right? It's going, I'm thankful for my spouse because when I'm sad about something, like, they know, right? And they come and they talk to me and they seem to know what to say to make me feel better. Or they know if I'm upset, I need space and they can just give it to me. And I'm so grateful for that. I'm grateful for my car to get me to and from work. But not just that, not that basic. Like, you got to dig deep on these things and be really grateful and really understand what that gratitude is, right? And why that brings you so much joy. So, like, I really do love my car, and I say it all the time because I do. I love the way my car drives. I love the way I feel in my car when I'm driving it. I love shifting gears. I love driving manual. Like, I just feel so connected to it. And I love my car. I was literally talking to my husband today. Some lady almost sideswiped me. And I literally said, if I didn't love my car so much, she would have hit me. But I love my car, so I protect my car when I drive. But, like, if you were that passionate about everything that you had to be grateful for, that's what gratitude is. Gratitude is that, like, true why do you love it so much? Why am I so grateful for X, Y, and Z, right? And then on the flip side of that, having those gratitude and those happy moments to carry with you when you're doing something that's less desirable. So if you're going to do the dishes, which I hate dishes. I hate dishes. I hate dishes. I hate dishes. So for me, it's really learning to find positive things that I can think about while I'm doing the dishes. So whether it's, I can picture myself going on a road trip or camping or doing whatever that positive thing is while I'm doing dishes, and then reminding myself I deserve a clean house. I deserve a happy environment, which usually means organization and cleanliness, so that your environment reflects like your internal, right? Like that kind of thing. So it's that too, like bringing that gratefulness into these activities you don't like and reprogramming your brain to be in that positive state no matter what, and telling the world, hey, universe, I'm always going to be positive, even if it's doing the one thing that I truly hate. I'm still happy and I'm still in gratitude and I'm still going to be positive. Might not be about the dishes, but my mind is thinking positive, happy things while I'm doing the thing I don't care to do. So hopefully that makes sense, resonates with you a little bit, and write down those happy things. Write them down, put them in your pocket. So when you have a bad thought, you can literally pull it out and read it. You can touch it and like remember and recall and put yourself back into that positive place. All right. Well, that is it. That's all I had for today. I do still have some amazing sales going on with skincare and makeup. So if you want to grab a bundle, just message me, let me know. If you want to get a color match just so you can shop on your own, just message me, color match. There's lots of great sales going on this month. So yeah, if you want to get a personalized bundle going for some face makeup, let me know. We got half a month left, 10 days left on that. So let me know. I would love to help you. But aside from that, have a positively beautiful evening, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.